Nigel here of NBW-Graphics, and here is the Corner House in Easton, Portland, Dorset. And with me today I have Dusty Miller, who's going to tell us his interesting and historical story. So first of all, Dusty, so we can get things in perspective, what year was you born in?
6th of June 1929.
Wow, so you've definitely seen the Second World War then?
Yeah. I was 10 when the war started.
Okay, and that took you to 15, the end of the war, so you must have been at work at the latter end of the war.
Yes, I was on a tug called the Robertsbridge from Thames Stephen Lightridge Company in Brentford, and we used to tow barges and see all them merchant ships that have been shot up coming into Portland, into London docks.
All right.
Yeah. But only had a month on it because we was only boys and we had to paint barges and do everything, and then after painting the barges and that, one man per month or one boy per month, and then you went back to work, and then another boy had a month on the tugs. Took it in turn.
All right.
Yeah. And the tug was called Robertsbridge, but you saw merchant ships that had been really shot up and whatever. You know.
So that gave you the incentive to join the RN, did it?
Well, I liked the water. I lived on the River Thames, so all my life I was a kid. I was born in Birmingham, but I was in London at the age of 8. And of course, the war started when I was 10, didn't it? So I was only in London for 2 years before the war bloody started. My father had to come to London because he was an architectural designer, and he was finishing off Barkers and Kensington and South Africa House in London. That's all wood. And he had another, and he done the dining doors of the Queen Elizabeth. He was compelled to live in London, if you know. Most of his work went under the name of Margot Gilbert, a woman. His trade, he done the work for her, if you know what I mean.
Oh, it's subcontracted.
More or less. Yeah.
So, what age was you when you joined up then?
17 and a quarter.
17
13th of March 1947 I joined the Navy at Waterloo. Is it being recorded?
Yes.
At Waterloo railway station under the clock, and Chief PO arrived, and he gave us, there was 24 of us, and give us all 4 shillings each. That's your day's money, you're in the Navy. And he said, anyone here in Sea Cadets? And I said, yeah. You're a bit too small. He said, I want one of these big fellas to be in charge of you on the train going to Portsmouth and then over to Gosport. So it's fair enough. So the bloke in charge, he never knew nothing about Gosport or Portsmouth. But I knew where it was. More or less unofficially, I told him round here, once across the ferry, like, you know, at Putney. But then after we nearly finished our training at St George Gosport, that fellow in the photo come from the army. So he was made class leader. I mean, he was already a lance corporal in the army. So.
He had a bit of experience.
Well, he had a bit of time behind him, you know. Yeah.
But
So,
17 and a half.
well, my time didn't start till I was 18.
Exactly.
I'd done my initial training by the time I was 18.
But in those days, you could have been eligible to join up at, what, 14, 15 years of age?
I don't know. All I joined the Navy for, I didn't want to wait and be called up and go in the Army. I wanted to go in the Navy. We had National Service then. There was National Service. My brother went to Navy National Service, but he was an officer steward. And then he transferred. He was so bored that he volunteered for the Royal Marine Commandos, and then one day he's at sea, the skipper said, don't you like me, Miller? And my brother said, yeah, but I was in barracks and all that. He said, well, we don't have the Navy, you put in a request to leave, you're leaving, mate, there's an MTB coming out for you. And he was on a destroyer called the Opportune, What was running mail, Ireland, England, Ireland, England. But it was better than being in barracks, my brother said. But anyhow, he joined the Royal Marines. When he died, I never knew it, but it was in SAS 22.
Ah.
He used to go away weekends, lose him on a Friday. He worked for, and he was a junior newspaper reporter for Reuters. He used to go to loads of trials. And but when I come out of the Navy, I worked for BOAC, and I got him a job with it. And he ended up at British Airways, because BOAC was coming to an end, like Pan Am ended, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up with a ring round his arm, senior freight control officer at London Airport, with pension, about 800 a month, something pension, not counting his old age pension, what you get automatically.
So, after your basic training in the Navy, was that for a boy seaman?
Well, I was an ordinary seaman, yeah. The 6 weeks at St George, it was all put in a hat. 8 for Chatham, 8 for Plymouth, and 8 for Portsmouth. And I pulled Plymouth, didn't I? I thought, that ain't no good to me. And I swapped with a bloke, and I ended up with Portsmouth. I didn't mind Portsmouth or Chatham. And in fact, I'm glad it was Portsmouth, because I do like Portsmouth. And he wanted Cornwall, because he lived from down there. Of course, railway was different to what it is today. So I went bumping, and then I went into barracks like we all do. And I went out to a cruiser called the Diadem, which was in dry dock in Portsmouth. 3 months, that's all on board, 3 months only, to learn the basics of gunnery. And then later on, went back to barracks and got drafted to HMS Maidstone. And while I was on the Maidstone, I used to watch the blokes with the submarines and that, and think, I'm going to have a bit of that. So I volunteered for the submarine service. And I was in it, 5 months, I think, after training. Sea 5 months on a tote on a submarine. And I had to leave because when I joined the Navy, I put down the gunnery. Well, we had a gun on the submarine, but everyone could fire it. I had to go into Whale Island and learn it properly, and done a trade test and everything. And then I was qualified QA. I come back there and I was put on KG-5 battleship. Learned all about 4 or 5 turrets and what have you, working with an ordnance higher than me, a chief PO like, I was his mate.
For the benefit of the viewers, KG-5 would be, by any chance, King George V?
That's it, battleship King.
HMS Hull.
Sorry, I should have said the battleship King George V. And what was I? That's straight from Whale Island. But while I was at Whale Island, I buried King Gustav in Sweden. The chief gunnery officer of Whale Island, we all fell in every morning you did before we went to classes, and he said, whoever I tap on the shoulder, go back to your mess room and pack a steaming kit. Well, being an ex-submarine, I knew what he meant by a steaming kit. Like the others never really, just what your bare necessities. And we went down to Portsmouth Harbour. 25 got on the Finisterre destroyer, that was me, I was one of the 25. The other 25 went on to Cadiz. It was Contestal Cadiz I called it. And we steamed out to Sweden, stopped at the Kiel Canal, had the night run ashore there. And what are we on about now? We're nearly into the 50s now. And Baby King Gustav come back, finished my course at Whale Island, went to Portsmouth.
Was that Sweden?
No.
For King Gustav?
I went to Sweden and married King Gustav, but coming back, after we got back to Whale Island, I finished what I was doing, my trade course and that, and straight to barracks again. But when I put my papers through the window, Miller, and I looked through and it was a chief PO off the Nelson. And I said, all right, Chief, yeah. He said, how you doing? I said, not too bad. I said, you haven't got a shell there you're waiting for me to run round the programme with, have you? Because that was his best thing on King George, training us on the Nelson, do something wrong around carrying a shell. And he laughed, he said, no, but he said, I'll tell you what, you'll be our chief petty officer's messman. I had it for, what, 3-4 months, I think. Then I had a draft ship then come through for the Far East Lioness. And we done that. Then I come back on the Windrush, and we all went out on the Empire Ferry because the ship was all painted as silver in. It had been there since the end of the war with 4 others like. So that took a couple of weeks to paint it. And it was me and another QA and a bloke who was doing 2 commissions, so he wanted the 4-inch gun, so he had it. And this is the funny bit, the rest was full Beauforts, and I thought, well, I dare say I know nothing about them. Had nothing to talk about Beaufort guns in my course at Rhode Island. Stupid, isn't it? 16-inch guns, yeah, and all that bullshit, but not the small stuff. Anyhow, I mastered it, but we all come home, didn't bring the ship home. We had other people come and bring the ship home, because we'd done our time by the time it was time to go home. But I like the Lioness, but I come home to be, straight away I went on Indomitable aircraft carrier, and I ended up in charge of the saluting guns for on the fleet review. 21 gun salute, full saluting gun. All I had to do was put my hand up and bang, and count 3, bang, the other one, 6, bang, keep it in order. And unbeknownst to me, they had a telegram for me on board, but they never give it me until after the review. And my time was up, so I said, I'm not signing on. I've been treated so bad. Anyone else would have been took to London straight away. They had a telegram that I might lose my wife and baby, and the mother-in-law had to sign for it, or Miss Titchem at Hammersmith, one in my own Chiswick Hospital.
That was a bit naughty of them, wasn't it?
So I turned around and I said, I'm not signing on. I could have gone on what I wanted to do, go on the Royal Yacht for its first cruise. It went everywhere, didn't it? But there you go, I've come out. I've done 7. When I joined the Navy, I joined at 12. But the chief who took us all in, he said, now look lads, tomorrow you're signing that piece of paper, make sure here. He said, do yourselves a favour. He said, I've been in the Navy 23 odd years, during the war and everything. He said, but you can sign for 7 and 5. And if you like it, you can do your 12. If you like it, well, it was lucky really, because I'd have slung it in, I'd have had a job. I hadn't signed nothing to do the other 5, but it was all coming up here because I knew the Royal Yacht was looking for a crew, you know. But I'm glad I didn't go in the end when I see what you had to wear, white sangles and tin of bluebell and truth. So I come out of the Navy, and when I went to Portsmouth, after the fleet review, I finished up on HMS Cleopatra cruiser up at Trott. Didn't go to sea on it, I was only on it for about a month, and then my date of leaving was there, you know.
No discharge.
Yeah, you go off the gangway, down the ship, into a barge, back to Whale Island, funny enough, and then into Portsmouth Barracks and finish. Give them what kit they ever wanted, but you were still on reserve if you was wanted, you know. If another war come like, you know, you get called up straight away for Navy.
So, during your time, how many capital ships were you on?
Capital ships? Well, the Nelson first, then the King George V, and then the Indomitable, an aircraft carrier. In Portland Harbour, when I joined the Nelson, there was the Anson and Howe. 2 more of the KG5s. One got sunk in Japan, as you know, they bombed it, Prince of Wales and that was. But the other 4 was Anson, Howe, King George V and Duke of York. I put one, when I was in barracks, I got sorted out with 12, well, I made 12 blokes. And we went down, started cocooning the guns. I'm talking about 8 or 9 months now. And we cocooned them, and then back with me, they'd take them away and break them up. What a waste of money, wasn't it, when you think about it? You thought you was cocooning, like the Yanks, they got battleships all cocooned and whatever, but they're still floating and ready if they wanted, you know. Anyhow, there we go, that was it. I know I've had nothing to do with the Navy really, except I was in the association for the Lioness, the minesweepers, because that was an interesting game really, the Lioness was. But I wasn't into the minesweeping, I was gunnery. I was in charge of every bit of gun, taking the temperatures of the magazine 3 times a day. Because it was hot out there, as you know, if you've been out the Far East.
Oh yes.
Yeah. That was it, mate, more or less my life in the Navy. I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong.
I recall you did some time on a minesweeper.
Oh yeah, 2 years.
Yeah, which one was that again?
The Lioness.
The Lioness.
Yeah, oh yeah. Proper draft. I come home on the Empire Windrush. The others followed, I don't know what troop ship they'd come home, but I'd come home 2 months before them. And of course it turned out that as soon as I walked in barracks, I was put on Indomitable. Still under gunnery, but put in charge of the saluting guns crew, which anyone could have done with a bit of brain, but there you go. Yeah, one of my mates who was with me on the Lioness, he lives just past the doctor's house, number 7. Look. He's a pool rounder. I don't know whether he's alive still. But I took them on holiday with me to the naval place, our review place, holiday camp in Ireland, Hailing Island.
Oh yes, not far from Portsmouth.
No. I used to come from France. I had a Mercedes. I lived in France 10 years, 6 months at a time. 6 months in England and 6 months in France. And I bought a farmhouse and a couple of fields with a barn and everything, just to put the caravan on. When the wife died, I sold my house 18 Eastern Street.
All right there.
Do you want your drink? Yeah.
Want you have a drink yet?
Oh, we're good, thanks.
I'm talking him to death. Oh dear. That's about it. If there's any other questions you want to know, mate, ask.
I think you've summed it up there quite well.
Yeah, I'm no different to any other Matt though, really. You done. We joined the Navy at the wrong time. You've got to realise thousands were coming out. I mean thousands. And you got a number, like King George V, see. The mess deck I went in on the King George V. There was all WOs, all served the war. There was a couple of gay couples. A rife it was. But they was all waiting to leave, and I had number 79. I said, went down the mess deck. What number are you? 79, I said. Bloke, here, have my top. Go on, mate.
Well, there's...
Just like that. You know, thanks, mate. Got the paperwork, I'm away. But they served all during the war, most of them, you know. But they formed relationships between themselves and all. That's where you start to learn, you know.
So what was your... well, you'd have been well out of the Navy by June the 31st, 1970, but thanks to Admiral Lafourneau, who put a stop to the tot. What was your thoughts about
that?
that?
Was terrible, terrible. I think it's disgusting because it was nothing to do. They were given to us by Jamaica years ago as a gift that the Royal Navy be supplied with rum until anything. Do you know why they stopped it, don't you? Because you started getting intelligent equipment on the ship.
Well, was it the
What needed a bit of this,
Yeah.
not a couple of them and fall asleep put in the locker room out of the way, you know.
the roadblockers?
Yeah, I had that a couple of times in the locker with all the skins, I'll tell you, when it was my birthday. I've got to admit, I was well known, well liked. I never fell foul with anyone, to be honest. No, blokes didn't mind going ashore with me. Have a good run ashore, and that was it.
If you're interested in the history of the Death of the Tot, to the nearest Saturday to the date, the 31st of June, this pub celebrates it. And
I'm the oldest.
yes,
Are you on that still?
we are all the time.
I've been the eldest for the last 3 years, so I get the first top for nothing. Well, last year I thought I'll see you in a minute. I thought I can't do it much more, so I bought everyone a top, everyone, because I'd already gave Jeff £1,000 for my wake, and I said, I think it was about 400 quid he took for the rub. So I said, am I alright for the wake? She said, oh, plenty. I've got 500 with another bloke of mine, a mate. So you're talking about close on £1,000 on my wake, paid for, my funeral's paid for. I'm going out of here, no debt with anyone, don't owe no one nothing.
That's good.
And that's it. But I've had 9 houses. I started off, my first house was 3,000 quid. Silly, innit? Decimalisation come along, I got 36,000 for it. I bought a guest house in Weymouth for 36,000. Yeah, sold it for 90. When the railway line electrified to Weymouth Harbour, that day I sold my house for 90, the guest house. My job put central heating in it, double glazing, because my dad died and the money he left between 6 of us, we wouldn't have got if he'd have died before his new wife, because she was a cow. She wouldn't have given us nothing, mate. But 2 of the 6 were nieces of hers, and she had a grand piano in the lounge where they lived, and she said, one of these kids said, I'll have that, and the bloke's doing the property and the selling, he said, yeah, you can have it, but the money it's worth will be reduced, you won't get as much as the other 5. You know, so I've got 9,000, my brother got 9,000, my 2 sisters got 9,000 each, you know, and my wife said, I suppose you're going out and buy another car. I said, no, darling, I think I'll have this place double glazed. And I did. And I had 2 rooms in the roof, and I had it all done, double glazed, the roof and everything, all in plastic. Yeah. Still there, number 7 Commercial Road, that was. What we do, 10 years, done 10 years there, and sold it to the governor of the Fulton Wallside when I bought that guest house, 82. And I sold it to the governor of the brewery at Dorchester. That shut. And he bought the guest house. He converted it into 3 flats. They went for about £120,000 each, in 3 flats. So he didn't go into the guest house. But as I say, over the course of the years, I've had 9 hours.
So getting back to the Death of the Tot, do you think you're going to be here for this one?
No. The other one is Peter. And the governor I've told, I said that was it last year, that was it.
Okay.
I didn't expect to be here, to be honest. I was not well, and I quite thought, you ain't going to live the next year, and you fuck me here.
Here you are.
So it's here, isn't it?
But for those of you interested, I filmed it about 2 years ago, and it's on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out.
Do you want my official number? PSSX, that's short service, 771780. That was my number. I went in an ordinary seaman and I come out as an AP, that's all. 1 badge. Over 4 years, you got what was you know, you get the badge every
Badgeman.
and just the gunnery rate, QA. But on the mine sweeper, if a mine come up or anything, I was the man who had to line up the rifle and shoot it, make it blow
That's
up.
it. Or sick. But they'd be mostly contact or chemical horn mines, wouldn't they?
Yeah, one of my friends, there was 8 left of the crew, a Japanese kamikaze dropped on the stern and sunk it, and there was only 8 survivors. And I have got photos where we all meet up. He was in the Algerian Association actually, but he lived at where you was on about as well. Western Suiton there,
Yeah.
because we had a big party there. And believe it or not, he had the other 7 blokes and himself. Sparks his name was. But he could drink and all, I'll tell you. But we used to meet up every year, the holiday camp. I took my wife twice. She said, you go on your own. She said, it's all Navy and it's all that. That's my wife in the photographs you saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, she, a few gin and tonics, whatever she drank. Vodka and orange mostly. But she wasn't a drunkard. She wasn't a smoker. Yeah, she died of cancer. Cancer of the pancreas, no cure.
No justice in life, is there?
No, she never done nothing wrong. Me, I won't say I'm an evil bloke, but I've done everything you shouldn't do. Smoke, drink and
So you've
swear.
enjoyed life, have you?
I've had a bloody good life. The trouble is now, that's what I'm saying, everyone I meet, for Christ's sake, don't get old, because I've got diabetic legs. My hands are under suspicion now of being diabetic instead of what I thought it was. To tell me in 3 months' time, well, 3 months to me is like 3 years. I can't hold nothing, I can't hold a pen. I'm holding a fork like a shovel. When I eat, you know, it's disgusting. I couldn't go nowhere and eat. I can't hold things, they drop. Can't put me hearing aids in, I paid no £800 for them. But they only go in my ear, they won't fit no one else. And I can't feel to put them in, I find I've dropped them. So. Shocking, isn't it?
Yeah, not the way to go.
No, it's a terrible thing, old age, mate, I'll tell you. But I don't want to keep struggling on and struggling on. The trouble is I've got a bloody sound heart. I've been told I've got a very strong heart. My mum did. See, my mum was a complete invalid. She had my brother, then she had me. Then she hit a bleeding lamppost. And that's, we called it creeping paralysis in them days. And during that course, the hospital, they knew nothing about this illness she had. She had 2 more children, 2 girls, and then hoping that she'd be alright after each one. And I could never get over my father having sex with my mother, who was absolutely paralysed. It didn't dawn on me, you know, but later on in life I was told why my 2 sisters existed, because the hospital was trying to think if she had a baby she might be able to walk again. Stupid. Of course, later
Can't
on,
work that one out.
no, well later on they found out it's it was M&S, is it, or
Oh, yeah.
it wasn't what we called it, creeping paralysis. I knew everything about my mum when I was the age of 8, towel baths, everything, carry her upstairs, carry her downstairs. She was as light as a feather, my poor old mum. But she lived on and on and on and on. She was at my wedding and everything, you know. Saw my first granddaughter, her granddaughter, first one, Julia. She died then before the second one. I went in the bedroom. I knew she was coming to the end. Me and the wife went into the pictures, and that next morning I said, I'm going round to see Mum. And my dad let me in, he said, your mum's gone. So I went in the other room to see her and pulled my bleeding eyeballs out. I love my mum.
I'll think back to the happy days then, Dusty.
Yeah, that's what I do. I come out, that's all I'm out here for. You know, I'm not out Friday, Saturday or Sunday. By the time Monday comes, I can't get out quick enough. You know, I could come up here all the weekend, but it's busy in the weekends, and I don't like to come and think, where am I going to sit? Because they know I like to sit with my back to the wall. I mean, no trouble to no one. I mean, but I don't want people moving about, so I can sit down. I went out. Just take things as they come. Is that the end? Goodbye.
Okay, that's the end. All right, thanks very much,
Thank
Dusty.
you, mate. I hope it helps you.
Okay, well done, sir.
Cheer up, my lads, 'tis to glory we steer, to add something more to this wonderful year. To honor we call you as free men, not slaves, for who are so free as the sons of the waves? Hearts of all our ships, jolly tough on our men, we always are ready, steady, boys, steady. We'll fight and we'll conquer again and again. We never see our foes, but we wish them to stay. They never see us, but they wish us away. If they run, why we follow and run them ashore. For if they will fight us, what can we do more? Hearts of oak are our ships, jolly tough are our men, we always are ready, steady, boys, steady. We'll fight and we'll conquer again and again. We never see our foes, but we wish them to stay. They never see us, but they wish us away. If they run, why we follow and run them ashore. For if they will fight us, what can we do more? Hearts of oak are our ships, jolly tough are our men, we always are ready, steady, boys, steady. We'll fight and we'll conquer again and again. We'll still make them feel and we'll still make them flee, and draw them on shore as we draw them at sea. Then cheer up, my lads, within one heart let us sing. Oh, soldiers, oh, sailors, oh, statesmen and king, heart of oak